Welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, if you saw us right now, you would know that it is Happy Holidays from Don Ganley and Gino Franti with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. You should go on right now, our live streaming, and again, go to donandgino.com and click on the live streaming button, and you'll see our
Santa Claus here.
Our fun hats and
Claus.
this hideous sweater.
It's not that bad.
It's fun.
It's okay. I've seen you wear worse, for sure.
I've built worse.
Yeah, this one's kind of neutral.
This one is very Christmas.
It's festive. It's
Very
festive.
festive,
He is
right?
drinking a non-branded soda there that looks like it represents a particular brand, though.
Yeah, it's soda. That's what he's drinking. I'm sure.
And he's got me wearing elf ears, so you should probably check that out.
All right. Again, we've been doing this now for almost 8 years, and our goal is always to guide you to personal financial wellness. I think we've done a great job with helping a lot of you with not just mortgage advice, because that's what we do for a living, obviously, at Finance of America. We help you with your home financing, whether it's purchasing your first home, purchasing your next home, planning to purchase either of those, refinancing, pulling cash out for debt consolidation or home improvement, reverse mortgages, commercial, you name it, we've guided you down that path. But also about estate planning, college planning, insurance planning.
Oh my God! How many insurance pitfalls have we gone over?
Oh, it's amazing.
Hundreds of insurance pitfalls we've gone over. If you just fixed your insurance based on listening to our show, then you definitely came out ahead.
Right.
I know we fixed our insurance by listening to our show.
Yes, all the time. I mean, we've learned so much. The best thing about having the show and bringing on great experts, the best of the best in Santa Clarita and beyond, we've had national speakers on the show, is that we've learned a lot and shared that with you. And you can find all this at donandgino.com. Click on our YouTube channel. There's over 2,000 videos. And then we have the National Real Estate Cafe, which is a daily video blog that we'd love you to get. You can always get up-to-date information daily by texting NREC to the number 58885. That's NREC as in National Real Estate Cafe to the number 58885. And then lastly, America's Professional Resource Group. Well, it's a great website. Shows the great professionals been on our show by going to aprgi.com.
Right. So you can cross-reference those two. You could look at aprgi.com and say, oh, I'm looking for this kind of professional. Oh, okay, it's Lou Esbin. And then you could say, okay, great. Now let me go to the Don and Gino site, use the search function, type in Lou Esbin, and all 20 of Lou Esbin's shows will come. 30, 40, who knows how many.
I guarantee there's like 50 shows just with him.
Yeah, so, and what a great wealth of knowledge him. We've talked about how to negotiate away debt. We've talked about mediation. We've talked about a million things with Lou. But that's just one example of the value that the APRGI brings.
Exactly. So this segment we're gonna do a little. This is our annual holiday show, and we always break down what happened for the year and what we project for the next year. And we're also going to talk about real estate investing because that I'm sure interests a lot of you. So our 2018 year in review. Let's talk about home prices because everybody was worried that it was going to slow.
Well, and it has slowed.
Exactly.
So let's be clear about that. The market has changed and it is changing.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean it's crashing. This is not a crash. We had basically a bull market in real estate. We've seen prices
pent-up demand forever.
Well,
10
we've
years.
seen prices do nothing but rise since 2010.
Yeah, when you start at the bottom of the barrel when values went down over 50%, then you have a long ways just to come back.
Right. And in some areas, they're still not back to the prices that we had in 2007.
That's true.
And in fact, if you inflation adjust those numbers for the last decade, we're still well below.
4 to 6 years behind.
No,
we're behind.
About 3 years now.
Yeah.
Because we made up this year. So probably about 3 years. So you're saying you're still 15% off of where it could go. So just from an inflation alone area, then you still have 3 more years of appreciation at 5% appreciation to go.
Right. So
that's one way to analyze the market.
So let's talk about what slowed the real estate market. And there's a couple of things. One, interest rates went up throughout the year. We're at almost a full, now 3/4, but at one point we're over at least 1%, if not over 1% higher than we were this time last year.
Okay, and again, we've talked about this multiple times. It's not only that they went up, it's also they crossed that border from 4 to 5. That psychological border put the brakes on everybody. At the same time, trade talks and mostly fear, right?
Fear.
So we talk about affordability. So people are, You'll hear the news tell you affordability is the problem. That's not really the problem, because if you really look at it, affordability hasn't changed all that much in the last 12 months.
No.
A little bit, a little bit. So it could have...
With the rates going up a little bit and prices still going up a little bit.
Right, and without getting too much into the other one, because we're going to talk about this later, the one piece that's going to start to get a lot of pressure, and you're going to start to see a lot of media, is multi-million-dollar homes.
Right.
There you're going to see some significant drops because they're tied to the stock market. And so if the stock market pull back 10, 15, 20%, that's where a lot of those people have their wealth.
Well, it scares them more than maybe, you know, the average person that would just say has 100 or 200,000 and their market corrects 10%, you lost 10 to 20 grand. It's not the end of the world. But when you have $10 million and you lost $1 million, you're like, wow, that's a lot of money.
It might be your down payment.
It might be your down payment, and it adds additional fears. So the other thing that really slowed down the market was we had a overheated market, meaning we did not have any inventory being built for almost 10 years. So now we had everybody, people still having babies. The millennials kicked in finally.
The millennials are able to purchase homes. They have good jobs. They do. It was funny. They said, you know, they're not trying to break with tradition. They're just broke.
Yeah, I love that.
That was awesome. Because at the end of the day, it took them an extra 10 years to buy homes.
Yeah, when they got out of college, there were no jobs.
There was absolutely no jobs. They were totally debt laden with student debt like never before.
Right.
And it took them a while to get out of that hole and put themselves in a position where they could buy a home.
Right. So with all that, what happened is we had an overheated market. It did not matter since we had no inventory nationwide. Anybody put up a home, sold it immediately, and even sold it for probably more than the true value of the home. It finally got to a point to where all the good homes were pretty much taken, and a lot of sellers that had homes that were not upgraded were trying to sell their home for the same price as those that have been upgraded. And buyers finally got to a point where they said, no,
Enough's enough.
Enough is enough. And so you sellers have to get realistic.
Yeah, the houses in my area that are still on the market are the 3 sellers that listed right when the market changed and are completely unrealistic about their expectations. I mean, not even close. They're not even close on their expectations. One of the houses was listed at $100,000 more than I know it's worth. And I said, that's crazy. You're never going to sell that house.
And no one's even going to look at it.
No. Well, there was 45 people there the first day because everybody wanted to see, wow, what does this house have that makes it so special? And then you walk through it and you're like, nothing. It's got a nice backyard, maybe, but
so
it's not an extra $100,000.
Hope and pray that they'll get somebody to just buy it. But
I happen to know the personal situation there, so they need every penny they can.
Okay, yeah, but it doesn't mean they're going to get it.
No, and they won't.
Yeah.
And so my point was that those 3 homes that went on the market at that time, those sellers are unrealistic, and they haven't lowered their prices. I've watched them. They're like, oh, I did a price reduction, $10,000. Like, nobody cares.
See, that's the difference. We've had price reductions from those homes that were overpriced in the first place. We're not having price depreciation.
Nope.
Because just so you know, we just got the report this year, and we'll go into that in the next segment about the return on your investment. Because this year, you basically still had nationwide 6% appreciation. LA was higher than that. Pacific Northwest was almost double digits. Denver double digits. Nevada double digits. We can go on and on. So we still have appreciation across the board. It's just not as rapid as it was in the past. And I'm telling you, 4 to 6% is a great return on a leveraged investment.
That's right. So that's why we're going to talk a little bit about real estate investing, because it's super important that we look at where your investments are. I mean, I've received more phone calls about investment real estate this week than I have in the last 3 months. That means people are thinking about it.
Yep.
That means people are thinking,
oh, wait, the stock market down. Maybe we should get it back into real estate.
Maybe. And then the other thing, too, is if there's inflation on the horizon and the Fed thinks there's inflation on the horizon, and I could lock in a 30-year rate really cheap,
that won't change?
that might be a hedge against inflation?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Real assets. That's a funny thing.
All right. You're here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Again, DonandGino.com. You'll find thousands now of YouTube videos with some of the best professionals we can find and updating you on a regular basis. And today is our holiday special. We thank you for being part of our show. And we're excited to... Again, we're breaking down 2018 and sharing with you where we think 2019 is going and some opportunities in the future. Right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Don't go away. We got the second half of the show coming up.